Hello everybody, this is Catholic Dad, episode number 97, Advice to Young Married Couples, Part 2. And so, in the first portion of this video, I told young people to keep it simple, don't acquire a whole bunch of animals, and live simply below your means. That's number one, and actually is very good advice because financial stress is one of the greatest stressors you'll ever get in your life, and having animals only adds to that, I promise you that. But the other one is this, is that you as a married couple, you're now one. You know, man and woman become one flesh, and when you're one, nobody can ever come between you, no matter what. And there's going to be, you're going to have trials and tribulations in your marriage. You just will. It's the way it works. It's the nature of every relationship on the planet. And particularly when you live with somebody and you're newly living together, you're kind of exploring each other's temperaments, you're exploring each other's quirkiness and their habits and their wonkiness. And you're going to find some things that are just slightly less than pleasing. I promise you that. It happens to everybody who gets married and everybody who ever has a relationship with other people. And here's the deal. People, when they find these unpleasantries, their goal typically, or what they want to do, is to change the behavior of the other person. Now, if they're doing something that's completely inefficient, horrible, and like not safe to be around, then yeah, have some conversations about it. Otherwise, maybe you can just internalize it and pray over it and see if perhaps you can just deal with it yourself. Because here's the deal. When people feel like there's something that's annoying in their life, they tend to go to other people for marital or advice in marriages or in relationship advice. And here's the deal. The people that are most willing to give relationship advice are the ones that are least capable of giving it. Because relationship advice should be something like this. Oh, that annoys you. Submit. Stop trying to change the other person. You're not going to be able to do it. Deal with it. If it's not evil, like if it's not horrible, like drug addiction or like rampant alcoholism or something like that, you pray over it and just you have the relationship with your spouse. Don't drag other people into your relationship. And I promise you, it won't be helpful because everybody in the world wants to give you advice how to mess up your own relationship. And really, if you take the advice of other people, you think that's going to bring you guys together as a closer, holier couple? No, it won't. In fact, it will probably drive you away because if it almost feels like you're telling on your spouse, and when you're telling on your spouse, that's like rightfully going to make him or her annoyed with you. And so don't allow other people in between you. You work everything out together, you pray together, you live a humble life, and try to submit to one another in pretty much all things unless it's harmful to you or the relationship. You don't do that. And I guess that's it. Don't let people get into the middle of your marriage. And here's the deal. This is particularly true of the parents involved. Don't allow the parents in your marriage either. They're outsiders for the most part. They're there to enjoy the grandchildren that you produce, and they're there to help out when times get hard, but they're not there to coach you on your married life. That's for you and your spouse to figure out together. And that, I think, is probably the most profound advice you could probably get because they don't know your spouse, they don't know your marriage, they don't know your temperament. Well, they might know your temperament, but they don't know your spouse's temperament well, and they don't know what drives both of you. And it is possible you can get some awfully bad advice about your marriage and your own household that you try to impart on the other person, and it only leads to conflict and anger and feelings of not being loyal, distrust, and so on and so forth. And so this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe if you like the content of these videos. Share with your friends, but please get the daily mass, rosary, and oh, here's the other thing. When you're a young married couple, please learn to pray together. It's important. It really is. And quiet daily rosary would be great. You don't have to sit there and spew your guts up and everything that's bothering you. You don't have to do that, but at least learn how to acknowledge the existence of God together, and then that will make things, I promise you, a lot easier when the storm of life starts to brew. And God bless you and take care. Bye.